Hi, everybody, and welcome to the second half of 2026 and this week's scoop, where I keep you updated on the happenings across our various platforms over the last week. So let's start by saying we've ticked over into tax filing season, and a number of articles on our website this week, that's on www.ebnet.co.za, deal with a number of issues that you need to keep in mind when submitting your tax return this season. I'm thinking specifically around your medical aid tax credits and some of the other things that may take over for you, particularly if you've taken a two-pot savings withdrawal benefit from your fund. So be aware of that. We are waiting for the auto assessments to be issued by SARS, and they are certainly encouraging you to go in, have a look, and add the things that you need to add in there. So we're into tax season. Not only that, we're also into Wimbledon, and I'm trying in desperation not to mention the soccer, but yes, let's go there. Unfortunately, Bafana not making it through to the next round, but certainly doing South Africans proud and representing us well. Sport obviously is a great analogy for life and for financial planning. And I think, having just spent a week in Joburg, where part of that was looking at Sanlam's benchmark survey for 2026, I think a lot of the conversation is leaning towards, or is evolving towards, this idea of integrated benefits or consolidated benefits. And there's a lot of research in this year's Sanlam benchmark survey pointing to that and pointing to what employers are looking for. Not only employers, but employees, individual fund members, as well as many of your clients. And so we enter this world of an interdisciplinary advisor. And it really talks to this kind of sporting team analogy, where I might be good at one thing, you might be good at another, but together and combined, we represent something that is very powerful to South African savers out there. So the Sanlam benchmark survey is on our publications podium. Again, you can see that at www.ebnet.co.za. What else you can find on our website is our podcast channel called EBNet Stream. And on there, you will see one of our newest podcast series, and that is The Art of Manager Fusion, which is brought to you by Alex Forbes. Now, before you think we go kindly on them because they've sponsored that particular series, I do encourage you to go and watch it, where we ask the question, or we kick off the series really by asking the question, should I have an asset consultant or should I have a multi-manager? And when going back to this team analogy, who is the most powerful person or stakeholder or role player in my team? Now, this is a question that we do pose to the panel on that podcast, and I suggest you go and have a listen to really appreciate the honest conversations surfaced around fees, around who does what, and around what trustees for their retirement fund members, advisors for their individual clients, and us as individual investors do need to appreciate when we make the investment choices that we make, either for ourselves or on behalf of others. So that's the Art of Manager Fusion. As I say, it does surface some of perhaps those awkward questions you're reluctant to ask in meetings. We will be launching other podcast series now in the second half of the year, really talking to the integration of employee benefits, and employee benefits really taking on an extended meaning. It's not just about retirement funds. It's not just about medical aids. It's not just about group risk. It's around combining those in the most powerful way to meet the needs of real South Africans. Having mentioned that, financial planning for individuals is certainly colliding with retirement benefit counseling or any of the fund communication material that you are putting together for those of your clients who are on retirement funds or for your retirement fund members. And so this week's exec meet and greet is with John Kennedy, who is the new head of wealth at Citadel Advisory. Now, John talks us through his views, not only on his career, but also his views around financial planning and how this is going to become more and more important. I talk about this kind of interdisciplinary advisor. I mentioned it in last week's scoop, but really is worth a listen.
Hi, you pals. Greetings from Sammy. EBNet is proud to bring you top quality content from experts across the financial services industry in South Africa and internationally for free. Your support helps us in doing this. All we ask is that you subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button below. Share this video with others you think will benefit from it. And give us a thumbs up if you are enjoying the content. That way you help us help you. Thank you from the team at EBNet. For more great content, please visit www.ebnet.co.za. Ciao, ciao, and bye-bye.
And if you are going to listen to that, well, stick around on EBNet Stream, and you'll catch my discussion with Nazli Seegers, who is the Group Experience Manager or the Head of Group Experience at SALT Employee Benefits. Now, Nazli takes us through a bit of a trip down memory lane for those of us who have been in the retirement space for some time. But if you've been on the sidelines witnessing it, Nazli will remind you of the big decisions and the big what's the word I'm looking for? The big milestones that industry has achieved over the past decades. This is, of course, in celebration of SALT's 70th anniversary, which coincidentally is as long as the Pension Funds Act has been around. And so there's a fun fact for your weekend. But jokes aside, Nazli and I look at the previous 70 and kind of theorize what the next 70 are going to look like. And if you link it to all the conversations that we're all having right now, whether you're at Sanlam, at the Benchmark Symposium, or at BAXITA, or at SAVCA, or at the Pension Lawyers Association conferences, these conversations are all converging. What does the next 70 look like? And while we're eagerly awaiting Kofi, no, I still don't have a copy of Kofi, but thank you for your emails. While we're still awaiting that and eagerly awaiting that, the outlook is certainly moving beyond that. And what can we look forward to as we consider what our members want, what our clients want, and as obviously technology and digital innovation kind of accelerate and enable us quicker and better than in previous decades. So that is a great conversation to go listen to. The other highlights that are coming up on our website or on our platforms is, of course, the discussion on unclaimed benefits. Now, unclaimed benefits have been around for some time, certainly since I'm thinking surplus. I don't know why that's a trigger in my mind when I talk about unclaimed benefits, but they have been around for over 20 years. And one of the conversations that is really, and this is my word, becoming frustrating, is this ongoing finger pointing that over half or around half of the, some people say 90 billion in unclaimed benefits across South Africa are attributable to retirement funds. Now, I talk to a lot of you on the daily, and I know that we are all doing our best to reunite South Africans with their assets and with money that they may have left lying around in funds. Not only that, we do know that the two-pot system may aggravate this or escalate this issue. And so I've put together a panel of some interesting speakers, which I will let you know about and drip into the feed over the coming weeks around, but trust me, they're good, and around a conversation of, surely we can't solve this issue with the same thinking that created it. And I'm really hoping to have a candid conversation with regulators, supervisors, and some of the service providers around how we go about resolving this to the benefit of South Africans and staying within the law. Please register for that webinar. It is on the 23rd of July at 9 a.m., nice and early to get it done in your day. And it is for free. And again, trying to bring you great content as we navigate and map for you what the future of your role in this industry looks like, bringing together various stakeholders, coinciding and collaborating with everybody in our industry to surface some of the conversations that are going to move your needle, but most importantly, move the dial for South African savers. If you are looking for some of the other topical issues discussed this week, please go to our website. There are some great articles. There has been some developments around the pension funds adjudicators. Again, another interpretation, or not another, because that implies that it's something different, but another supporting decision coming out of the pension funds adjudicator on the application of Section 37C, which I must say, I want to say came as a surprise, but certainly is consistent with what our adjudicator is telling us. So there we go. Good luck for those who will be watching sport this weekend. May your favorite team win, be that Formula One, be that ladies T20 cricket, be that tennis, be that rugby. Having thought about it or kind of said that sentence, I'm just thinking, what else am I going to do this weekend? And so I'm looking forward to looking much more refreshed and relaxed on Monday after spending my weekend on the couch. So until next Friday, we'll chat then.